Good morning, sports fans. Today is Friday, March 20th, 2026. You are watching RateGame Live, hosted by Nick Mark George. This is a sports show unlike any other because it's powered by the people. That's right. The sports fans on RateGame rate the games. They basically determine the topics du jour, the topics of conversation in the world of sports. Speaking of sports and the world, we have a recurring segment here every morning. This is how we kick things off. It's called the Road to 1 Million. And here's how it works. We basically take a snapshot of the world of sports in RateGame, and we say, how were the sports? We try and answer the question, were the sports good? So yesterday, day one, round one, March Madness, 43 games on the slate, 16 of them specific to March Madness. We had 4 leagues in action. We had a new RateGame record for most single ratings in a day. Most ratings in a single day. Let me say that correctly. Most ratings in a single day, 2,635. But on the margin, 6.4 out of 10. That's a yellow. So were the sports good? They were okay. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about why. We'll talk about the meat and potatoes of where that 6.4 is coming from, that yellow sun, that mid-range, if you will. So Road to 1 million, checking in. We have 187,000 on the board. That's 18.8% of the way to a million. So yesterday we tacked on 1.2% of the total on our road to a million ratings. That's actually phenomenal. And if we look at these addition by subtraction, basically it's 812,000 and change to go. March has officially become the all-time ratings record for a single month, and we still have 13 days to go. Don't quote me on that. I'm not that good at math. No, Jesus, there's not 33 days in March. We have 11 days to go in the month, but we already have a record. 21,000. So thank you. We're with you. We see you. Wrap it up. Moving on. All right. So day one, round one, March Madness. It's here. We had it. How was it? It started off with a bang. I think the first game out of the gate was absolutely electric, and we'll look at the numbers and the ratings. But then I think it fizzled, honestly, like towards the afternoon and especially in the evening. I'm glad I went to bed when I did to prep for the show and get my beauty sleep, because I didn't miss much. And for all you folks, you late night owls who stayed up, or maybe you were on the West Coast, so it really wasn't a stretch. Thankful for you. I'm thankful for you putting in the work for rating the games, because it seems like by and large, there were some certified stinkers. So let's take a look at some of the green games, some of the most memorable moments. And we'll start with the best of the best. So VCU made history yesterday against UNC. Why? Because they are now the record holder for the largest ever comeback in round one of an NCAA tournament. I think it's largest ever comeback in tournament history, but I don't want to go on record there. I know for a fact it's the record for round one. It was a 19-point comeback. They were down 19 in a college basketball game is a lot of points. It's not the NBA. It's not history. Is it round one?
BYU's 25-point rally against Ironman in 2012 first four.
First four.
Oh, yeah.
So round one. So it's a round one record. First four counts, though. And 25 points is a lot. Wow.
Yeah. It is NBA history.
Which one?
Number 11 seed VCU achieved the largest first-round comeback in March Madness history.
Perfect. Yes. So largest comeback on an incredible shot to send it to overtime. And then overtime was a war of attrition, as Ian Eagle so eloquently said, because nobody could make a basket. I think going into overtime, it was 76-76, and the final score here is 82-78. So not a lot of points on the board in overtime, but my goodness gracious, there was a sequence there when VCU had a side out, I think with like 4 seconds left, and Trimble stole the ball, and Trimble knew how much time was left, and he got a shot off. If that shot would have went in, that would have been one of the craziest sequences in NCAA history, bar none. But it didn't. We go to overtime. VCU walks away with the top-rated game of day one, round one, followed right behind them by the Purple Panthers of High Point University. Excuse me. And Chase Johnson, who is an absolute sniper. This man shoots so many threes so well that the first 2-point basket that he made came with 11.2 seconds left on that breakaway layup, which ended up being the decider here. What an incredible comeback by High Point. They get their first win in tournament history. A lot of firsts here for all these mid-major programs. And speaking of mid-major programs, they said the mid-major was dead with NIL, I think because of last year's tournament and all the chalk that was floating around, all the dust, all the, Supreme 1 seeds and the higher seeds from all these big, sexy schools moving deep into the tournament. This year, not so much. Wisco goes down, UNC goes down. These are some tried and true programs. UNC is, an actual blue blood. So very, very cool. And then the number 3 rated game, as we scroll down here, let me get my little cursor, was also incredible. It was the first game. So this was the very first game of the tournament, and this got me really excited because I thought we were in for an absolutely special day. This game ended up being fantastic, an 8.4, but outside of Duke Siena, and then we had, this Texas BYU game, this is where it started to just like absolutely fall off a cliff. And USF, folks, this broadcast is coming to you live from St. Petersburg, Florida, excuse me. We are literally across the street from the satellite campus of USF here in St. Pete. So I picked USF not only to win this game, but I picked them in my bracket to go to the Elite Eight. So I'm feeling some type of way about this team right now because not only did they let me down, I feel like I almost got betrayed. They kind of effed me. They effed the USF, and the F, that was my take for this game. USF and the F stands for they effed me. My bracket is effed. So that's what I get for, having some local team spirit here. Now, yeah, as a Jets fan, it's never ceases to amaze me how this happens. It's unbelievable. You can't help but think it's personal at some point. This my producer loves it. My producer likes that I suffer frequently with all my sports teams. All right, so look at this. So we go from big greens to mid city over here. Look at that. So that's 1, 2, 4. We had 6 greens. Is that 6 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So 6 greens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 yellows and 2 reds. So only 6 for 10 were actually mildly entertaining. And I think this 6-7, honestly, Amir Khan. I know I actually said this in my take yesterday. The kid with the boombox who absolutely fleeced all these brands with the NIL magic. I think he secured. I read an article on Front Office Sports, who's a great publication, by the way. Shout out Front Office. I love the stuff that they do. He, as the team manager, this guy at McNeese, Amir Khan, he doesn't play. He doesn't play basketball for the team. I don't know what he does other than like put the boombox over his head. Secured 20 NIL deals. Not as a player, as a team manager, this kid. So I got nothing but respect for him for that reason and that reason alone. I just, it was just very gimmicky at the end there. So we won't be seeing Amir Khan anymore. Safe travels, Amir Khan. Thanks for the memories. So the next thing I want to talk about here, besides these games, and obviously we had some incredible moments. We had one major onions call yesterday, and that goes to this gentleman right here, Mr. Terrence Hill Jr., who hit the massive three for VCU to send that game into overtime ultimately. David Punch looked incredible. He is absolutely silky smooth in the post. He basically willed TCU to that victory over OSU. They just had no answer for him. The guy is an absolute monster. I love big guys in March. I absolutely love it when big guys start to shine and emerge in March. 2 years ago, we had, or was it last year? No. DJ Burns. I don't think that was last year. 2 years ago, right? Yeah, 2 years. I can't believe it's been 2 years already. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we had DJ Burns, and the most fun I've had watching someone play basketball in a long time. So shout out to the big men for March Madness. Your, David Punches of the world. There's a guy on Texas too, Volk. So I'm gonna butcher his last name, but he came up huge last night. Let's see if he actually made. He didn't make this list. Oh, another one, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Robbie Avila, unbelievable basketball player. The man knows how to pass, knows how to shoot. He just glides out there on the court. For a person who's as big as this guy, the way that he moves, you just love to see it. So Robbie, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't really even get that much shine because the Billikens absolutely whomped the Dogs. Like, they absolutely destroyed them. It was a boat race from like the first 5 minutes. But David Punch, yeah, I love that he's number 145. Terrence Hill Jr. right behind him. And then my man, the sniper, Chase Johnson, who was just all over the place. Number 99. Love that number for him. He hit the layup with 11.2 seconds, gives High Point the win. What a comeback. So, and then Price Sandiford, I didn't even get to see. The Price is right. Love that. That's right. And then Tyler Tanner on Vandy, super scrappy. Love his play. And yeah, guys like Darius Acuff, who, in the first round, you're kind of hoping that they get some more, I'd say, airtime, but Arkansas just ran them out of the building. AJ is on this list as I think the only person who makes this list from the losing team. So I saw him yesterday against Texas, and I think he's good. He'll be in the NBA for sure. And I think he'll get, a lot of run. I just don't see the superstardom though. I don't really see him being a guy that would, carry a team like a Cade Cunningham. He just lacked the killer instinct for me. I didn't see it last night, especially when they were trying to go on that run. If you're going to assign, the next big thing to a guy like AJ DeBonsa, then last night was the perfect opportunity, the perfect showcase for him to kind of step in and take over that game. And he didn't. And say what you want, but this is the time of year. This is the absolute tournament where guys like Stephen Curry, guys like, I'll leave it there. A guy like Stephen Curry on Davidson, who was a no-name coming into a tournament, leaves the tournament and gets drafted in the NBA right in front of the Knicks. I'll never forget that. And then goes on to have an incredible career. So for people saying oh, he needed help, you actually don't need help in a tournament like this. You can just hero ball it and you can go quite far. So AJ, I love your game. I think you'll do well in the NBA, just not a superstar to me. Much rather have a guy like Darius Acuff. That's your perfect contrast there. All right. So next thing I want to do is show you guys this. So this is very cool. I think this is the most underutilized thing that we've ever built in RateGame. It's called the Versus tool. So basically what this is a way to cross compare pretty much anything in RateGame when it comes to analytics. So we can see ratings from teams, ratings from series, ratings from seasons. comparing like league to league, year over year. And being that this is now the third year of RateGame being in existence, we now have data sets across 3 March Madness years. And so what you're looking at here, even though it's like partial data because we haven't completed round 1 yet, that's today. We have 16 games against 32 games for this year versus 2024, 2025, so last year. And what you're seeing is that it's pacing to be the exact same in terms of the entertainment value, in terms of were the sports good, were the games good for March Madness. 16 games in, and we're looking at a 5.7, which is right smack dab in Midland. And the cool thing to see, though, is that we have an entire second day, so 16 more games, and we're already 600 more ratings than we were for the entirety of last tournament. So that just speaks to the growth. That just speaks to you all that are on RateGame, all the creators that we work with, getting the word out, spreading the word, certainly finding the audience that this was intended for. So we love that. We appreciate that. Real quick, just to show you what we can do here with the first 4, because the first 4 this year was absolutely phenomenal compared to last year. So 0.6 better and 3 times the ratings. So 7.3 to 6.6 this year over last. We'll check in on this tomorrow just to see, if we can actually go toe to toe with last year. If hopefully the games are better today is really what I'm trying to say. And I think it's just pretty cool. Also, this is available on the app and also on rategame.io. Just look for the vault. All right. Closing us out and checking us in is the Pick'em leaderboard. So the March Madness challenge is, I would say, officially off and running. And we have, a actual leaderboard to look at, because the first 4, while it was interesting, it's only 4 games and nobody got all 4 right. So there was really no way to separate the leaders of the pack from the majority. Now, after a full day of games, 16 games in, so 20 games overall is the current, let's say, inventory, right, of games that you're measured against. General Dumb, that's his handle, as you can see. General Dumb, who, interestingly enough, he and I had some interaction on one of his ratings, and he, I think, was originally on the app like a year ago, and then he forgot about it. I sent a newsletter, a rate report, which I send every couple of months, and he happened to see it, read it. He came back to the app, and now look at him. Yesterday, he went 16 for 16. He did not miss a single pick. So on the round of 4, the first 4, he went 1 for 4. And then yesterday he was perfect. So what does that tell us? Anything can happen. He went from 1 for 4 to 16 for 16, and now he stands alone atop the leaderboard by 1. So tied for second, right behind him, we got 2, Harry 928 and the Singularity 39, a Washington and Pitt fan. Interesting. And then we got Ace MDKP with 15, JB3 with 15. Oh, Jimmer Range. We got a creator up there. Let's go, Jimmer, the Crab 5. And and look, guys, it's a wide open field. We got two picks, 2 wins separates number 1 from, we'll call it, tied for third, all the way down to how deep does this go? Down to 50. All right. So the 50th place person is 4 points, 4 picks, 4 right picks away from the top. So it's anybody's game going into day 2, round 1 of March Madness. Before we go, because we do talk about all the sports and all the things that you guys rate, I do want to give a nod to the NBA. I do want to give a nod to Luka Doncic, Hookah Luka. They're saying child custody battle Luka is different, and I cannot argue with that, because last night he dropped 60 points, and he did so. He scored his 60th point, and you can look this up because I had to do it myself. I couldn't believe it. Point number 60 came at the foul line. On the game clock was 14.8 seconds left. You know who else scored their 60th point with 14.8 seconds left at the foul line? None other than Kobe Bean Bryant. Sometimes fact is crazier than fiction. Shout out Hookah Luka for 60 points in a Laker uniform. Magic Johnson is loving life because not only did his Spartans win yesterday, but his Lakers did too. That's 8 in a row for the Lakers. And we also have to talk about Wemby. So Wemby last night had a game winner. Wemby is sending the Spurs to the playoffs for the first time since 2019. So the alien gets his first game winner. The Spurs are going to the playoffs. They officially clinch it, wrap it up. That is my nod to the NBA because you guys rated the games. So it made it to the show. In store for us today, we're just going to run it back. We got 16 more games for March Madness. I will be rating. I will be watching. Make your picks if you haven't already done so. The first game starts at 12:15. We got the battle for iced tea. That's right. We got the Long Island Sharks versus the Arizona Wildcats. Excuse me. Arizona iced tea or Long Island iced tea? Who will take it? Who will take it? That's our show. That's our show. My name is Nick Mark George. 83 days left until the World Cup. We'll see you tomorrow.